everyone, and welcome to the Disability Channel Today Detroit. I am Zach Damon, and I'm so excited to introduce our feature interview guest for this episode. She is the co-founder and CEO of AbleEyes. We will have Meegan Winters with us. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Would you like to donate to our employment programs? Please follow the link below to donate through PayPal. All proceeds go to our programs.
Hi, my name is Julia Ramaldi. Please come join us on the Disability Channel. Please stay tuned, we have amazing guests.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Disability Channel Detroit. I am Zach Damon, here with the wonderful and amazing Meegan Winters, the co-founder and CEO of AbleEyes. Meegan, thank you for joining us.
Hi Zach, thanks for having me.
Oh my goodness, it is an extreme pleasure, and I hope you don't mind if we jump right in.
Yeah, let's do it.
Awesome. So I want to touch a little bit on your background because I think that that's very important. So first of all, you have vast experience as a special education teacher, teaching students with autism, and then you also paired that with real life experience, having a best friend that was actually a wheelchair user. And they ended up, I guess, sparking the idea for what became sort of a nationwide business now and helping people of all abilities across all communities sort of access community events and spaces in confidence and comfort. And of course, you did work with individuals with special needs with autism for nearly 20 years, and then 8 years was spent with families as an in-home consultant after pursuing a career as a teacher, educating students with autism. And of course, in addition to that, prior to AbleEyes, you spent 3 years as an assistant principal in a center based for special education. So amazing experience there, Meegan, with your background. But I'm curious, how did all of that, again, lead to the virtual space?
Yeah, well, thank you for that amazing introduction. I think that those two key components really played into what is now AbleEyes. My experience as a special education teacher, it's pretty common knowledge that someone on the spectrum, or many people on the spectrum, struggle with transitions and changes in routine. And I experienced that firsthand as a teacher working with students. So things like field trips or assemblies where that was an out of routine activity in the school day. So we knew as a team ahead of time, we have to prepare our students for this change in routine. So we would create visual schedules and social stories and take pictures and videos and anything we could do to kind of prepare students for that upcoming change. And it's a lot of work, and it still is a lot of work for so many teachers and parents out there. And then, talking to parents day after day after day that were struggling to go to the dentist, go to the doctor, go to the grocery store because that was an out of routine activity. And so that the first time I saw a virtual tour, I just thought oh my gosh, this is it. This is that thing that could just really change lives for so many people, and not just teachers and parents, but individuals, people with on the spectrum. It could be someone that has a veteran with post-traumatic stress, or now during this pandemic, who doesn't have anxiety going out into the community? So it's really become more of a universal design that was sparked and inspired by my experience as a teacher is one. And then the other is one of my best friends was a wheelchair user, and you mentioned that in my introduction. Jessica was her name. And so Jessica and I were friends in high school and ended up living together in college. So my last year of college was her first year. She was at a community college in the meantime. And so I just said, Jess, let's do this. I'll be here. I'll get you set up. And so she did. And I've had lots and lots of experiences with her, but living with someone with a physical disability is just so eye-opening. Just the little tiny things that can kind of come into play when going into the community. And and how helpful it would be to have that information ahead of time. For example, there were only a few buses on our campus that were wheelchair accessible, and they pick you up, they drop you off, and then you're there. So if by chance that restroom is not accessible, we didn't know that ahead of time, but we probably could have prepared ahead of time. So it's just something that, really can help people with physical disabilities as well. And Jessica unfortunately passed about 6 years ago as a result of her muscular dystrophy. She had just about to finish her master's degree, but she knew about this journey and this idea that I had. I wasn't quite brave enough to do yet. And so I know that she is here with me on this journey and right by my side. And I always wear this is a little whale tail, and this is in memory of her.
Oh, what an amazing, amazing story. But journey, I mean, just having that collegiate experience of being in a dorm or living together in an apartment, but then, like you said, seeing those day-to-day activities of those with disabilities and just realizing how important the little things are in terms of the details. So touching on some great points. And then again, just your strength to be able to, carry on Jessica's memory through Able Eyes is very inspiring. Wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Thank you.
Absolutely. And I also wanted to touch on too, because you mentioned it a little bit, but I wanted to touch on the mission of Able Eyes. And your mission is to provide a visual state-of-the-art experience and also teaching tools for individuals with disabilities. And of course, Able Eyes provides a user-friendly platform to teach skills and explore environments from several different perspectives. And, the ultimate goal is to increase accessibility of businesses and public venues by offering virtual walkthroughs, tours, and making them Able Eyes accessible. And again, I wanted to know from you. So, I mean, you talked about, again, how important it was for those businesses and local, venues to have accessibility. But why do you really feel that this mission is important for all businesses and also just in general?
Well, the obvious, the accessibility piece, and that is not just so ADA obviously has been an amazing movement and law here in the U.S. and has made great gains in accessibility. But there's also like another kind of unrepresented group of people that have invisible disabilities too. So like I mentioned, somebody with post-traumatic stress or somebody that has anxiety, those people, maybe are also not feeling comfortable going into the community and may need some sort of accommodation. And although this is not a required accommodation, it's an accommodation. It's something to help people feel more comfortable going out into the community. And, for businesses, prior to COVID, the statistic was, 1 in 4 U.S. American adults has a disability, and that included things like anxiety. And I would have to imagine that number has increased significantly. And so there's a huge number in the population that, may benefit from having a virtual tour and just being able to look and explore at different things. So, we try to include in our tours things like restrooms and elevators and entrances and, anything that would be beneficial for someone to see. And for someone, it might just be, where is the nearest exit? Or is it, for someone that has a hearing impairment, it might be looking for a place that doesn't have an open kitchen, because an open kitchen would be too distracting. So everyone's looking for something different, disability or not. It's a great tool to help people feel comfortable and drive them into businesses because they're feeling comfortable to do so.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're really breaking down, in my opinion, some barriers in terms of, giving people a peace of mind before they go to a venue or a public space. And I think that serves a tremendous, great accessibility need, as you touched on, but also creates peace of mind. And, you have a great quote that you spoke on earlier with some other interviews that you've done. And you've said individuals with autism specifically have they're individuals too, and they have very individual and unique personalities. And so, I think you were right on with that. I mean, we're all people and human beings, and we all have individual personalities, but individual access needs as well. So, You're touching on great things. Well, folks, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with Meegan.
All about inclusion and really giving everyone a fair say.
Welcome to the Today Show. This is our flagship show. I am Unstoppable Tracy.
I am Zach Damon.
It is a pleasure to be here. I am excited. What is up?
We have a great show today.
Jay Stoyan here for the Disability Channel, the world's only inclusive channel for and by persons with disabilities.
Get ready to be inspired, everyone.
We have people watching from all over the world, but also all over Ontario.
We also take a concerted attention in the veterans community.
In moments of stress and trauma, we can get a hold of ourselves.
To help make a difference for people with disabilities, to show people how to love themselves or their disability.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys having me, giving this platform for myself and other people with disabilities.
Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this episode of the Disability Channel Detroit. Please tune in next time. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Disability Channel Detroit. I am Zach Damon. We are here with Meegan Winters, the co-founder and CEO of Able Eyes. Wonderful stuff, Meegan. You just touched on some great points of accessibility and, of course, awareness. And again, we touched on just breaking down some of those pre-barriers to people visiting different spaces in the community. So I wanted to know, too, we've talked about these virtual tours, but what does that encompass? For those that don't know, what is a virtual tour?
Oh, great question. And sometimes I forget to clarify that. So a virtual tour is what you would see on, say, Google Maps, where you can kind of explore the streets, but we're doing it for the inside of buildings. So you can click through independently from your computer or smartphone or tablet, the inside of businesses. And the other use that a lot of people are familiar with is real estate. So somebody that's house hunting, the real estate uses virtual tours a lot as well. So it allows a person to see the inside of a public space prior to physically visiting.
Gotcha. That's amazing. Now, I know something for me, because I live in a metropolitan area. Can you also see the external, or does it list parking in any way?
It kind of just depends on the business and what their needs are. If that is something that a business is looking to include, then by all means we include it. And if it is not, and a lot of times for a business that's not in a large city, we start outside the front door and you can see the parking lot from that first shot. But there is additional like text information below as well. So we try to include some text information below our tours. So for someone that might have a vision disability, having some information that can be read with a screen reader. We have a little ways to go with that still, and hoping to partner with maybe some organizations that are already doing something in that space, because we want it to be accessible to all people. Absolutely. And again, you make some great points. It's really nice to be able to get into a space before you go, just to be able to navigate it and see how you're able to move around, see whether the doorways are wide enough, see if there are steps and if there are different obstacles. Very beneficial. Absolutely. So talk about the goals that you have for Able Eyes going forward. You guys are doing some great things and are going to continue to build, but what does that look like for you? Oh, that was a very brave question, because I have big dreams, big dreams. One is right behind me. I have a world map, and that is there because my intention is to make this a worldwide movement. So having virtual tours across the world, helping people travel. Again, traveling is something that can be very challenging for someone with a disability, and there's so many unknowns and so much planning that goes into traveling. And so these virtual tours can put people at ease a little bit and hopefully have opportunities to have experiences. And like I know in my heart that my like purpose on this earth is to help people have experiences. Like that's what I want to do. I want to hear that somebody went to Disney World because of Able Eyes, or that somebody, traveled across the country to see their family in Greece because of Able Eyes. So I have a very, very big dreams, even beyond the virtual tours. My secondary dream, my next arm of Able Eyes, I know I have a long ways to go still, but is I would love to also kind of stay in that travel industry of, accessible RV rentals and working with private jets and private planes that are accessible for people like wheelchair users and people with disabilities, because that is such a challenge too. So it all kind of falls into that experience realm, and just whatever I can do to help people live their best life.
Absolutely. And I mean, you touch on a great point, because let's face it, people with disabilities come in all spectrums, all, abilities, and that we are CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, and we do need that corporate travel as well. So, great points you touched on. And in terms of being global, well, the Disability Channel, I mean, our headquarters are out of the greater Toronto metro area. So Toronto in Canada, all you great folks to the north of Detroit, let's get Able Eyes in there so that all the great Canadian businesses as well can also have a virtual tour. I think that would be great. Just great stuff, Meegan. And, I wanted to know too, because I always find this interesting of different business and community leaders, but are you reading any good books right now?
I am reading. Yes, I am. I love reading books. I love information and inspiration. I'm reading the monk who sold his Ferrari by Robin Sharma.
Okay.
I wish I had it right here so that I could tell you that for sure. But it's a great book.
Awesome.
It's about someone that lives in as an attorney in corporate America, drove a Ferrari, had all the houses, had all the things, and ended up had a heart attack, sold all of his earthly possessions, and traveled and became a monk, and just learned about how the importance of life, the things that are actually important in life. It's really good.
Oh, indeed. Thank you. I will definitely check it out. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari. Check it out,
yes.
Folks. Wonderful. So I wanted to know too, for, other businesses that say, this is a great service. How can we get involved with Able Eyes, and how can we utilize the virtual tour platform that you offer? How can they do that?
Yeah, great question. So our website is ableeyes.org, and it is free, will always be free. That is something that's so important to me. As a teacher with a budget this big and ideas this big, I just don't want people to be limited by any sort of, budget or monetary amount. So we offer the website for free, but that's only because we work with businesses that are supporting those tours. So the businesses are the ones that sponsor the tours. So for example, if we were to work with a specific hotel, that hotel would be paying for that virtual tour. We would put it on our website for free, and they would also get that virtual tour for marketing, social media, whatever they see fit. So virtual tours are already something that is being used in the marketing space. And so now we're just kind of taking it and shifting it over to the accessibility space, and so making it a win-win for those businesses. And in order for businesses to get involved, they can go to our website. There are several different avenues to go to get more information, and would love to hear from you.
Awesome, wonderful. Yeah, definitely reach out to Able Eyes and to Meegan and her staff to find out more about the great services that Able Eyes offers. Folks, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, more with Meegan Winters.
Hello world, it is Unstoppable Tracy with the Disability Channel, inviting you to subscribe and watch live on Roku TV, on YouTube, on restream, and also listen in Wisconsin radio, Dave Stevens, all around the world. And on top of all of this, really proud to announce that we now also have a mobile app. So you can download for free, watch Roku TV for free, and the mobile app is free too from Google Drive. Be sure to download it and have it at your fingertips at all times. There's a job platform, and there's a live chat feature, and there's the TV feature with Roku TV, and there's also the social media channels. Take care, folks. Bye for now.
For the episodes of Veterans Onward to Prosperity, I'm your host, Master Sergeant Retired Anna Maria Bliven, bringing you every week information, resources, and sources that help tackle the issues and situations that occur when transitioning from military to civilian life.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Disability Channel Today Detroit. I am Zach Damon, again talking with the amazing Meegan Winters, the co-founder and CEO of AbleEyes. So, you talked about your big goal with AbleEyes and wanting it to be global. So if there was, another avenue or another country that you would want to be in, where would that be?
I don't think I have a specific vision because, again, it's just so big. Like in my head, the global, I just see, and so if you were to visit our website, it works kind of like Yelp. So you put in your zip code, and then it will show you virtual tours in a particular area, and it shows the worldwide map. And so any area that has virtual tours has a little logo, a little AbleEyes logo on it. It's like a pin. And so in my head, I see this map with pins just everywhere. So I'm kind of here for the journey. I kind of let the business take me where it takes me, and help who, like, it's gone so far beyond what I ever imagined. I was really, really hyper focused on the autism and physical disabilities, and it's helping. I'm hearing about so many more people beyond that it's helping, and so I just feel blessed to be doing this work and see where it goes.
Absolutely. And I think, this is such, a great avenue for outdoor venues, parks, hiking trails, beaches. I mean, I'm an outdoorsman myself. I grew up outdoors, visiting the great landscape that is our great country. And, I have to say, beaches are becoming more accessible, but the thing that I've noticed is that not all of them are. And so it'd be nice to have a service like AbleEyes to be able to look up the different beaches on the different coasts to know which ones have barriers and where they are and which ones do not. And the same with different hiking trails. Sometimes you can go down a hiking trail, but that ends up being a trail for horses versus then for walking. And so those horse trails are far narrower than the walking trails, right? So, an amazing resource that you have. And I hope, to see that in all of our different landscapes, whether that's our national parks and our monuments to different things. And, I think that can definitely happen for you, Meegan. Wonderful stuff. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. And so how has your summer been so far? I mean, have you had an opportunity to do any traveling? Have you done anything fun recently? Or have you just been working?
I actually did. Funny that you ask. I just returned from Nashville.
Oh.
So it was my best friend's 40th birthday. And so my husband and I and her fiance traveled to Nashville. So none of us had been there before. And we had an amazing time. We love country music. It was just so fun to just enjoy the outdoors because a lot of all the bars are wide open.
Yeah.
There's no doors on them. And so it was just getting fresh air and listening to live music was so good for the soul.
Yeah, man. So awesome. And country music, I mean, it's one of the backbones of our country. I mean, it's just real music. And, Garth Brooks, one of my favorites, he went to Nashville and then 24 hours later comes back. And the guy, though, I mean, as you know, he gets the courage to go back and fills in for a guy at one of the local spots that was supposed to be there. And he takes the spot second up, and then the record execs, say, gee, maybe we better check this guy out, and the rest is history.
Wow.
Love Nashville. Great history there. And to all the folks down south in Nashville, and to all those musicians, keep at it, right?
Oh, there's so much talent down there. So much talent.
Absolutely. And lastly, Meegan, I mean, I really respect you because as, a CEO and somebody running their own business, navigating your own vision, your own routine, different things. And of course, let's say, I mean, being a strong woman in business for those young, little girls out there that are watching and have dreams of being their own CEO and being their own boss and having that big vision too. What advice do you have for them?
First, I would say never stop dreaming. Never, I had this vision for myself just based on, my upbringing and society that I, had to have a 9-to-5 job, and that's just what work is. And you do that until you retire, and then you do something else. And I loved my career in the schools. I really did. But fulfilling a dream that I had is something I can't even describe. And the way that I ended up here was by following my gut, listening to that little voice that's saying this is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you're supposed to be doing. This is what you're supposed to be doing. And I ignored it for a very long time. But finally I listened. And when I left the schools, I mean, I was an assistant principal, and I left on a Friday. And on Monday, I remember sitting at my kitchen table with a piece of paper and my computer and just I have no idea what to do. I've never started a business before. And now we're in 49 out of 50 states.
Wow.
It's been an incredible journey. And so never give up on those dreams.
Absolutely. Wise words from a wise woman. Meegan Winters, the co-founder and CEO of Able Eyes. Thank you so much for joining us on the Disability Channel Detroit. Keep in touch. We wish you all the best. We know you're going to continue to move forward and build. All the best to you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, folks. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dave Stevens for the Disability Channel.
An inability to break out. I'm sitting by the door on the second floor, losing my 7-year war. It's not an illusion, so why the exclusion?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's about you. So,
You say you're a disability dynamo.
Joining me, and welcome to this beautiful Travelers Championship.
I only want one accolade from you.
So my story is unique, it's amazing, but it's not anything that you guys don't have inside of you. I'm not a hero, I'm not anybody special. I'm just this guy without legs that went out, and I just did it.
Stats outweigh the Democrats, the diplomats, and the bureaucrats.
This is probably your first interview down on the ground on your butt and stuff like
First
that?
time ever,
All
baby.
right.
Eliminate and validate and validate and validate.
Stay with us and the Disability Channel.
All right, folks, welcome back to the Disability Channel Detroit. That was our show. Meegan Winters, the co-founder and CEO of Able Eyes. Please check them out. And also, please feel free to check out the disabilitychannel.ca and follow us on all social media, Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, and Facebook. And please like and follow us. Thank you so much. I am Zach Damon, and we'll see you next time.